Tell me that we're not alike, but we work so well, and we don't even know why. Funny how the stars cross right, cause we work so well.
I'm just A over here. Oh, speaking of A, hey, welcome Sabrina Carpenter to the Adam Bomb Show. It's always good to come backstage, and one thing I noticed, Sabrina, and I wish you guys could have seen on the video, is you guys having an amazing time ping pong.
Yeah, we do. And I think I've gotten a lot better. The first time I ever played ping pong, I was in China. Fun fact.
Okay.
My grandma is like a ping pong champion because at her old folks' home, they like all play ping pong very competitively. So I feel like it's in my blood.
You know, isn't that, do you remember the movie Forrest Gump? Isn't that where he...
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of that movie.
So first of all, I know that we had to get you a few things here from the station, but the one thing I wanted to get you because I see that your favorite color is yellow, so this is the most gaudy yellow shirt I could find in a store, and it's a wrestler.
Randy Savage.
The common, yeah.
Look at, yeah, that's, I wanted this shirt, but I couldn't afford it. I'm so happy I have it now.
Well, no, I think the real reason is you live yourself, and you just said this, you live your whole life in a car or you're traveling.
It's true. It's true. It's car, plane, trains, automobiles, all that stuff.
What's your favorite vehicle to ride in? Like, is it a train? Is it a car?
I would say, like, after a long time, I used to hate riding in cars, but then I realized cars were a place where I could listen to music and still have, like, scenery that was moving. Whereas when I'm in a plane, it's just like you're looking at the same clouds, it feels like, for 6 hours. And so I appreciate cars a lot more now. And it's really nice because in the back of my bus, in my room, I never had a window before, but now I have a window so I can, like, watch the cities as we leave, and it's really beautiful.
Do you have a favorite city that you just like to go to, not to play in, but just like to see and to experience?
Atlanta.
You're lying.
Absolutely Atlanta. No, I'm kidding.
We were talking about...
It would be, but I've only been here a couple times. Yeah. But it is beautiful. I mean, and you guys, I mean, the first time I came here, I just remember because it was my second show on my first tour. And I remember going to a Whole Foods nearby. And I was just like, wow, I love Atlanta. This Whole Foods is great. So I judge your greatness by your Whole Foods. I
just want everybody to know that the last time, it may have been the last time you were in Atlanta, we did an interview. And I didn't know that you were really sick. And literally no one knew.
I know that.
No one knew. But how are you able, and I think this is important, how are you able to do what you do when you are sick like that?
You know what? It is the worst. Like, it's the worst feeling in the world because you feel like you can't give 100% of yourself, or if you do, it's still not going to be your best. And for me, like, and I already got my cold this time, but it was at the very beginning of this tour, so I'm completely good now. But it's interesting because you just have to really take care of yourself more than you thought you would have to. Because, like, I eat healthy every day. I'm drinking lots of water. You know, I'm taking, like, cayenne and gross things. But you realize that you still kind of need to do a little bit more because your body's not used to always, like, 1, not getting enough sleep, 2, like, always being on the road, 3, like, jet lag, that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, the gross things, though, I drank those. Kale.
Yeah.
So over there, Sammy, she makes kale chips, and they smell awful.
Make kale chips? Well, they smell awful, but do they taste good?
I have no idea. I've never tried them.
Do you put, like, seasoning on them? Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, see?
They were the worst, Sabrina. It was the worst smell ever.
Well, I mean, like, kale in general, and then you just have, like, kale chips sitting in your bag. I'm like, oh, geez.
From kale. Why would you make kale? And why is such a great question. I think you're single. Why?
You just tied into that.
Did you see? Like,
I almost didn't catch it.
But I was thinking, how can I tie in her new single to kale chips? And I'm like, why would you make those?
Why would you make those?
But why the name of your single, that question why, I mean, there are so many whys in the world.
It's true, but there's a reason why we didn't put a question mark in the title. Because in the song, it wasn't a question. Because, like, we're just saying we don't know why. Like, we don't know the reason to a lot of things and how they happen, but they do. So it was interesting, though, because we had that, like, when we were writing the song, we were like, does it need a question mark? But we were like, no, it's not. We're not asking anything. So, but it is a good, valid point.
I wanted to ask this, and I forget who I was talking to 2 weeks ago that are doing, it's Neo, and he's doing multiple things.
We were talking, but yeah.
So he's doing TV, and he's doing some YouTube shows, and he's singing. And I asked him, how do you focus on one thing? When you're doing more than just, singing and performing, how do you focus on the one thing at a time? Because you're stretched too thin, and you only have enough time in the day.
It's true, and I feel like at this point I'm kind of like, there's an hour and a half every day where that is I am putting on a show, and that's when I'm completely focused on putting on the show. But every other part of the day, it's like, there's people and places from all over the world that are like, okay, be an actress for a second, be a singer for a second. Ooh, maybe you want to be a doctor? No? Okay, cool. But I'm not a doctor. Anyways, that's what I'm
Are you sure?
I said people have given me the option. No, I'm kidding. But it is interesting. Like, you don't really realize until you're just kind of thrust into it, and you just kind of have to go, and you just have to, like, that's why you have to kind of stay healthy, and that's why you have to kind of keep your mind in a place where it feels like it can handle a lot, or else you should sleep. You should sleep for a while.
Okay, Sabrina Carpenter on the Adam Bomb Show. Before we get to the real reason why I wanted to do this interview, no, hold on. Why? So far on the tour, I guess, does it feel different from your last tour? Meaning, do you see yourself growing as an artist? Do you see the fans responding more to some of the things you sing and perform?
In every way possible, I'd say yes, because it has been really different, but in a great way. And I think the cool thing is to, like, see in the audiences that I have now, like, I'm always really interested to see, like, who came to the tour, who came back from the first tour, who, this is their first show of mine. And so it's been really interesting that there's been a lot of firsts, but almost everyone that came to the first tour has come back now. And I think that that's really special because, it definitely is, like, there's been a lot of growth and there's been a lot of change within the music and within me as I've been writing, and they've been along for the ride, and I'm so excited.
Do you ever notice what the first few rows of people are doing while you're performing?
Yes, unfortunately I do. Because, like you said, like, my mind is in so many different places. Like, I am focused on performing the song, but, like, sometimes when you see, like, two people having a conversation in front of you, you're just like, what are they talking about? Like, I kind of want to know,
My outfit?
Yeah, well, and sometimes, like, if I'll say, like, hey, because for thumbs, I'm always like, everyone twiddle your thumbs. And if I see someone that's in the front row, and they're just sitting there like this when everyone else is twiddling their thumbs, I just yell at them. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, twiddle your thumbs.
Does that bother you, though, sometimes?
Yes.
Because, I mean, they pay great money to see you in the front row.
And I'm just saying, if you came here tonight, you took time out of your life, just twiddle your darn thumbs. It's like a 3-minute song.
Come on, people. Hey, Sabrina Carpenter on the Adam Bomb Show. The real reason why I came, Sabrina, is Pretty Little Liars trivia.
Oh, my God. By the way, do you know how much heat I've gotten about Pretty Little Liars? I think in an interview I accidentally said that I didn't watch the show anymore because it made me angry. And I was like, no. I stopped because I was, like, going all over the place. And so, like, it was airing when I wasn't there. So I have all the episodes recorded, but I'm saying, like, I've been missing so much. And so I finally got back home, and I just watched the last episode, but I've missed, like, the past 10. So I watched the finale, but I've missed a little bit, so I was a little confused.
Well, don't worry about that. This is the important thing. Okay, so this is trivia, Sabrina, and it's stuff that you'll be like, oh, yeah, I do remember that, or I never remember that. So the first question is, whose new album are the girls talking about in the beginning of the very first episode ever of Pretty Little Liars?
You're out to get me.
I'll give you a hint. It wasn't yours.
Thank you. Whose album?
One guess starts with a B.
Beyonce.
Yeah, bam. Look at that. Beyonce. Let's clap for her. Very nice. Okay. I won't make these too tough. We'll go through. Who was the A at the end of season 6?
Season 6, was it Mona? No, it was Ezra.
No, wrong. One more guess.
Oh, come on.
Charlotte. Do you remember Charlotte?
Oh, of course I remember Charlotte, but I wasn't thinking about season 6. I was just thinking in general. Everyone's been A.
Why did A hold Hannah hostage in season 7?
A held Hannah hostage. Oh, my God.
This has to do with the last answer for Charlotte.
No, it's because... did they think that she killed?
Bam! Look at that. That was amazing. All right, we'll do 2 more, okay? These are some good ones. And by the way, Skylar in the blue did all of these. She researched all of these.
Okay, good.
Okay. Why was Mary Drake sent to Radley?
Why was Mary Drake sent to Radley? Because she's psycho, but I'm trying to think. She was sent to Radley because she tried to kill
Close.
She
A child she was babysitting died. So it was perfect.
tried to kill a baby.
One more here. Sabrina Carpenter on the Adam Bomb Show. This is our thing.
You've also gotten, like, very specific questions.
Yeah, well, that was Scott.
Not just like name all the 4 liars. Like,
Yeah, I would not do that. No. Okay, last one was, who was A in season 4? Hint, you already said this person's name on the last question.
Ezra.
Yeah, bam, Ezra. Very nice. See, we came with like 13 of these questions.
But we nailed those.
Hey, we nailed all of them. So I really appreciate you taking the time. One of the things that we talk about amongst, radio people and people in the record business is how great you are with us and with your fans. So I think that's really cool that you take this time.
Thank you. Talk about that stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it.
We gossip about that.
You gossip all the time.
We never gossip about you.
You guys are like in the front row of my show just having a conversation like, well, I mean, she's not that great with her fans, but no, I'm kidding.
We would never say that now. Hey, Sabrina Carpenter on the Adam Bomb Show. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.